Hi guys, and welcome to One Trips One Poker Videos. Here is part 2 of episode 3 of the 2009 Bounty Stars of Poker. But before we start the episode, please do consider liking and subscribing. It takes just 2 seconds and it massively helps out the channel. And remember, you can always unsubscribe in the future. Right, let's get right into the episode.
Just 3 remain in this heat of the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker. And one man is running right over the field. David Crook, 420,000 chips, and poor old Darren White has got just 40,000 back. Remember, we have some of the top pros waiting in the wings potentially to play the winner of this heat. It might be Peter Eastgate, 2008 main event winner. It might be the Flying Dutchman, Marcel Lusk. It might be Vicky Corrin, an EPT winner. Or it might just be the former England spinner, Phil Tufnell. Well, White's got suited connectors, and all his chips are over the line.
Yeah, he's doing what he's got to do. Just thinking, you couldn't really script this, could you? Mr. Knight, Mr. White, Mr. Crook.
Pass.
Pass.
Wheelers.
So it's going to be a showdown between the chip leader, Crook, and Darren White.
I'll have to squeeze him off though.
Oh, no, fair play.
We can take
Crook's raise made sure that Knight wasn't possibly going to play, even if he'd had a better hand than the 4 high. Not much help there for the 7-8.
Well, if he's going to miss again, I suppose he'd like a 6 or a 9 and a spade as well. All the more options of getting out of this mess.
Here comes the turn.
Give him a few draws, maybe. Oh dear, it's done and dusted.
That's Broadway straight for Crook, and the chips go to the leader again. River card irrelevant, and finally, after a real battle, Darren White has to go, and we're heads up.
So Darren from Surrey takes third place. Darren, enjoy that experience?
Fantastic. Really enjoyed it.
Really? Now, how different was it to playing at home online?
It's slower, but it's good playing live. I prefer playing live anyway.
So what sort of tells were you picking up? Because that must be something that's significantly different.
Not much for the tells. I was disappointed with my own cards, actually, because I was really card dead, and I just couldn't do anything, so...
Yeah, but that's poker. Come on, Darren.
Well, I know it is. I just didn't really make any moves. But I couldn't make any moves because they're really bad cards. I think there are about 52 2s in that deck.
You saw them all.
I definitely saw them all.
Well, it's great to see you. Thanks very much. Well
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, Clay Knight was within 1 card of being eliminated first in this heat, but he's managed to get heads up, albeit he is the shorter stack. 120,000 in chips. But David Crook would be the big favourite here. He's got a 4-1 chip lead, and he's been the most aggressive at the table from the get-go.
Oh, handshake. I thought it said handshake.
£2,000 up for grabs for the winner of this heat, plus potentially another 3,000 if they win their heads-up match. The winner of this will either play the former England spin bowler, Phil Tufnell, or one of our 3 poker pros, Peter Eastgate, main event winner last year, Marcel Lusk, twice European Poker Player of the Year, or Vicky Corrin, who won that massive EPT tournament in London a couple of years back. Crook.
All in.
All in?
With Jack Queen is all in. What's Clay got?
Cool.
Kojak, and he's got Crook dominated.
This is amazing stuff. Yeah, we've seen Clay Knight pass an ace-2 almost immediately against an ace-king. This time he calls almost immediately with a lesser hand, and yet somehow or other he knew it was good this time and it wasn't last time.
Oh, there's a Jack, a 10 and a Queen on there.
Looking for a 9 or an ace.
2 pair then for Crook. They could win this thing right here, unless Knight improves. That's no help.
Nine, ace, king.
And there's the ace. Wow. Well, he got there in the end. The best hand at the start held up just. And now a real reversal because Knight is the big chip leader. He was within one card of winning this heads-up battle, but now Knight is in front and has the ace-queen as well.
I like this. So he's just limped in. He's given his opponent every chance to make a play. Furthermore, if he flops something big, his opponent's unlikely to put him on it, particularly an ace.
Crook has checked.
Now, how well disguised is this ace now?
20,000.
Oh, don't bet it, man. Give your opponent a chance to make a play. If he catches his 5, fair play to him. Apart from that, I really think some of these spots you've got to set traps. You've got to induce bluffs.
Pass.
Well, Crook gets rid, but more chips to Clay Knight, who's now got 2/3 of all the chips in play.
Well, 2 occasions now, Clay Knight has really hit a flop. He's hit 9s and 2s on one occasion. He's popped an ace there. They're both well disguised. They're both monstrous hands. On both occasions, he's chased his opponent away. It's just inexperience.
Of course, one successful double through from David Crook, and he would be the chip leader again. So, still wide open this heads-up battle.
Oh, David Crook's stack's still very workable. Make no mistake, it can do a lot of damage to Clay Knight, and he's very aware of it.
It's an intriguing battle, this, between Clay Knight and David Crook. King 5 is an above-average hand.
Would you argue, Trevor, that Clay should have raised in this spot, for example, that he's got the chip lead? King's a monstrous card when your head's up. It's probably beaten your one and only opponent. As chip leader, do you think he should have raised?
I do. As it is, he has hit that. You can't really put Crook on an ace.
4.
Check.
Check.
Well, there you go.
20,000.
This time he's got his opponent involved. This time the check
Cool.
Cool.
has induced some chips in the pot.
Jack.
Jack is a blank.
So the 5s are beating the 4s. Will there be any more betting here? Unlikely.
Jack. Cards over, please.
Yeah, just be happy to take it down, won't he, Knight? And Crook sees another pot go. Didn't lose too many chips in it, but the blinds are such. It doesn't take too many of those little pots, and suddenly you're in huge trouble. He's only got 150,000 back. Blinds are now brutal, 15 and 30,000. And David Crook has just 5 big blinds.
He has to move, he has to groove. Those chips must go in and out repeatedly.
Could he possibly slow play this, Roy?
I think he should, to be honest. But of course, if he flat calls, now he has moved all in, but if he'd have flat called, alarm bells would have rang. I think he probably appreciates if Clay Knight picks up any king, any ace, any pair of any description, he snap calls. So not much he could have done, apart from put his chips in and hope Clay Knight had something.
Action on Knight.
This is brutal stuff now, isn't it? Cool. And still he calls with raggedy cards. What on earth goes on in his head? He's got a 2 in it, flat call. Clay Knight.
Oh, he's got the jacks. He's had queens, now jacks. Nowhere for Knight to go.
And it's probably the 3rd or 4th time they've been heads up that Clay Knight's limped in and been punished for it.
He's got lots and lots of chips.
That's not what you want to see when you've got no chips, hey?
Yes.
And of course he's now on the cusp. He's at that point where he's going to get called if he moves all in by pretty much anything. I don't think I would look if I was David Crook in this spot.
All in blind?
Well, Clay Knight is first to act, but I mean, why give yourself a headache thinking? Yeah, okay, so.
Not looked yet, but I'll call.
Oh dear.
He is going to call, and well, he couldn't really be in any worse shape.
Oh, he's calling because he's got the call, to be fair, and he's just, unfortunate to be so severely dominated here.
I only looked as so you might think that I cared, but I knew how to put it.
So Crook needs a hook. And there it is. Oh, there's a queen as well. Got excited for a minute. He needs another jack.
How do you think David Crook feels? Because just like yourself, he saw that jack first. He was back in it there for a split second.
7.
No one's got spades.
Spades don't matter. Is it a jack? It's not, and we have a champion. There's the fist pump from Clay Knight, almost down and out at one stage. He beats David Crook heads up, and he'll go through to the Celebrity Bounty Hunter Challenge.
David from Macclesfield takes second place. Now, David, you must be gutted.
Yeah, I'm really gutted.
I mean, you were chip leader and you were picking up chips everywhere, giving so little away when the group of you were playing. Talk us through the game.
Well, I just tried to steal a lot against the tight players at the table, and it's pretty much a turbo tournament, so I just tried to concentrate on stealing.
Well, you were a cool customer and everyone's favourite to go on and win this, but ultimately when it came to heads up, the dynamic changed.
Yeah, I had no luck heads up, basically. I put him all in for the first time as I think I was the 60% favourite, and then I put him all in again with 2 picture cards, and those 2 double ups with the blinds so big has just killed me out of the tournament.
I mean, probably too soon to reflect, but have you enjoyed your experience?
I have, yeah. It's been a good day.
Great. Good to see you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
So Clay Knight is £2,000 richer after winning his heat, but can he win the heads-up battle? Find out who he's up against in just a moment.
We really hope you're enjoying this exclusive episode here on One Trips One Poker Videos. Remember, if you haven't liked and subscribed already, please consider doing so. It takes 2 seconds and it really helps out the channel. Right, let's get right back to the episode.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker, where Clay from Plymouth has just cleared out the TV table and scooped £2,000 in the process. And he's earned the opportunity to play against our mystery guest. But who is it? Will it be a sporting legend or a poker superstar? Clay, you're going to play the best of 3 format in heads up. Who would you like to face?
I think I'd prefer to play against a celebrity rather than a professional. I think my family would enjoy watching it more.
OK, but wouldn't you like to gauge yourself against a pro?
I play against professional players online every now and then, so I think to make the experience unique, it needs to be a celebrity.
OK.
Let's hope.
Well, let's find out who his bounty is.
Marcel Lusk is a sartorially dressed Dutch pro who learned the game in the market cafes of Amsterdam. Twice European Player of the Year, he can also boast 2 top 15 finishes in the World Series of Poker main event.
I bet you enjoy the game.
Wonderful, yeah. I'm going to enjoy this even more though. It's just a pleasure to play you.
I'm Marcel Lusk, I'm a poker professional. I knew I had a feel for cards because of my father. We play in a family with a lot of brothers and sisters. And then when I got in touch with the poker scene, it was a perfect match, because then I really realized that, yeah, I do have something in the game that attracts me but makes me play good. The way I play is trying to get in under the skin of my opponent and see who I'm playing with. I try to make my game depending on the situation, on the people I play with, and see the key, the outcome, and what's the best to do at that moment. I can play very nicely and softly, like a snake in the grass, and I can play very aggressive and put them on the test. There are many good players out there, and there are still many bad players because they want to play the game. They don't want to learn the game to play it right. They have not the patience to wait for hand selection. But I don't fear to play nobody. Why should I?
This will be
When
the
the
biggest
flank comes
moment
together.
in Clay Knight's poker
This
career.
one,
Heads
you get
up
the runner.
against Marcel Lusk.
They
They
take
start with blinds at 2 and 4,000. They have 100,000
So, how
chips
you been doing?
each. And this, remember, is best of 3.
Look good. And how much you want it? 4?
Cool.
Suited jack for Clay Knight.
No, right.
Let's see, I might catch you now.
Now, if one of these hit, they're both likely to hit.
2 queen 10.
Check it, check.
Check, check.
Both got straight draws. Or have they? Marcel needs a lot more help.
I bet.
Yeah, gut shot
8.
for Knight.
8.
But he's got to
No, thanks.
deal with a bet from Lusk. And already the Dutchman's MO
Yes, it started.
clearly to put Knight under pressure.
Hopefully it's my system.
It's not easy to do that.
No, it wasn't.
Clay Knight really is up against it here. Marcel Lusk has around $4 million in tournament career earnings.
Make it 9.
And he's going up again.
Raise
Well,
up
it's not a
to three.
money thing, Trev. It's experience, and you know, to win 4 million, you've got to play in a lot of big tournaments, and it's not Clay Knight's fault that he does his poker on the internet and for smaller stakes.
King
Often
6,
quoted how
5.
much people have won, and then you actually consider how many tournaments they play and what they've invested to win it.
That 12.
Well, Lusk raised with rubbish. He's missed the flop, and now he's representing.
That's textbook stuff. You raised, you've shown you've got a hand. If it's checked you, you've got to continue to make out you've got a hand, you've connected with it, or you've got something sizable.
So now we come to
In your
the
pockets.
names of the chips.
And of course, all the time Marcel's talking, he's got less opportunity to think about his game, get into some sort of strike, get into a zone, concentrate,
Cool.
Cool.
and stop to consider the times Marcel bets and when he doesn't, and when he continues and when he doesn't. The feel of the game.
Yeah,
It's
the big
difficult
one
to
and the small one,
gauge that when you're in a conversation.
What
Well,
cards?
another limp from Knight. This time he has the
Check.
flush draw.
Got something there.
4,000 special.
6.
Oh, he likes it.
6.
Give him all the money. I don't know what I need. You're playing quite,
Stay in.
yeah,
I think everyone plays, well,
similar.
most players play too loose, so I just try and take
I
advantage of
call
that.
it.
Anyways.
Don't throw away your cards. You have paid the big blind.
No race.
No, right.
You look like you have a 9-3.
Yeah, I'd love to see this guy in Big Brother. I think that's where he'd find his niche. He'd really excel in that house,
Nine
wouldn't he?
threes.
Yeah, you
Jeez,
look.
that's uncanny.
Well,
Level.
yet again, Clay has flopped a pair here,
I will check.
Check.
and he's not betting it.
Check.
Unless you pair the board. Then we
Fold.
cannot check anymore.
Well, that's good news.
7.
Clay,
7.
I see Clay should have checked there. Marcel said, look, if you check, I'm going to bet. He's got to like his 5s and 4s, so the opportunity was there to check. Let Marcel
Steal
bluff
it.
at it.
Mm-hmm.
Look like it. It's a good steal.
Pass.
If it's a steal, it's a good play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Yeah, I feared that.
Blinds have been raised. 3 and 6,000 now. First to speak here will be Clay Knight. And a very playable hand heads up.
Well,
And yet again, he's not raising.
let's see the flop.
Suited queen for Marcel.
5, 9, ace.
Check.
Check
Check.
and check.
First to bet wins.
King.
Well, we know who's going to win now.
Check.
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 Oh, good check. I like that check from Clay Knight.
Check.
Yeah, if a queen had come, Lusk might have
Check.
invested.
Small bet Clay Knight. 4,000. Stuck a bet just to get paid.
10.
10.
Marcel can't call the queen high. But yeah, possibly if you had a 9 or a 5 or a jack, you would have paid that price.
Not going to make a move here, Roysy.
I don't think so, no. But later on, in this kind of situation,
Maybe,
you
yeah.
might well do
Okay.
that.
Cool.
Wow, queen high.
King.
Okay, it's good.
Well, he has paid Knight off in the end.
Well, that's what you call not believing, in the biggest possible sense. I mean, to make the call with a 5 or a 9 or any sort of pair maybe, but to call pretty much nothing.
Clay Knight does have some live poker experience on his CV. Played in the British Open back in 2004, made the final table and picked up £6,500 for a very respectable 7th place finish out of more than 170 entrants.
Did you just call me safe? Is that to get me to raise?
The problem is Marcel Lusk has
Call.
a wealth of experience in all forms and disciplines of poker going back
Always when
probably
people start
20
to
years,
talk
certainly the
about
last 10 or
senior cards,
15.
You have
Yeah.
to think about the fact that suddenly they become brave, they find their voice, and they put
Yeah.
more money on there. So
But I didn't raise to go with it. So
let's go for the
Confusing.
safe side. Normally I would.
Well, Knight
Great.
made up
Maybe
the
after
blind.
the flop,
Lusk has
I would
checked.
say.
It's come 6, King, 4. So they've both got a piece of that.
Check.
Hopefully this will get expensive.
I will bet 6.
6.
I will raise that bet
Oh, hello.
with 12 more.
Lusk representing the King here.
18 total.
The £6 bet was half the pot, and it certainly appeared it was a bet to find out if his hand was good. And I think Marcel seized on that and thought, you're either bluffing or asking a question. And suddenly all the conversation has stopped.
Pass.
And yet again, the worst hand wins. Another lesson from Marcel Lusk to young Clay Knight.
When you win a ticket online,
For this?
yeah, well, for EPTs or something.
Yeah, I
They're
don't.
great
I,
events.
if I'm going to try and win a seat for
I mean,
the London one. We'll see.
That's pretty.
Let me call.
Trying to trap with the ace-queen suited. What's Clay got?
Oh dear.
Well, nice move, wrong time. And Knight is going to be absolutely dominated.
Probably ahead.
Look at those percentages.
Not quite. No, wasn't I saying a few hands ago that he's going to make his move? I don't know about the end result of this, but
Well, Clay Knight needs some luck and a duck.
I like
He's
the move.
stuck in a hole the size of the Grand Canyon.
Don't like the timing so much.
The timing. was
Clubs.
a little bit off.
Or a 2.
4, 9, 8.
Not a lot of help there.
One club.
3.
Got to be a deuce. And it's not, so first blood to Marcel Lusk in this best of 3 match. And he gave Clay Knight a bit of a poker lesson.
So the first game goes to Marcel. Now, he's a real charmer, isn't he? Chats a lot at the table. Is that quite disarming for you?
I did kind of expect it. I mean, obviously with the 5 of us in the first heat, or the 5 of us against, everyone's a bit nervous. Marcel's certainly not. It makes it more interesting, but obviously while he's doing that, he's quietly taking my chips.
And he
As I'm sure he
concentrates crucially when it matters.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt he's an extremely good player, so me winning the next 2 is going to be fun.
OK, I like it. So how are you going to get back into the game?
Maybe my timing needs to be a little bit better than that last hand. We'll see how it goes.
OK, well, good luck. Get back
Yeah,
there.
thank you.
Thank you.
So first blood then to Marcel Lusk in this heads-up match. Blinds begin again at 2 and 4,000. What will Knight have learned from that first game, Roy, apart from the fact he can't get a word in edgeways?
Yeah, that's very true. Well, possibly beware of the flat call from Marcel. It's the only time the cards have been turned on their back, and when he loops in, he's now got to suspect it means something big.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite hand? Except the
Aces.
winning one. No, aces are not...
I never get that, everyone talking about a favourite hand. For me, it's aces.
How can it be your favorite hand?
That's a good choice, isn't it?
On the river. There's 6,
you.
8, 9, 10 jack out there.
Yeah.
And 4 spades, and you have 2 red aces, and you still say it's your favorite hand.
When the blinds are big, aces are my favourite hand. I will call.
So now you play any two cards now?
I always do.
Well, knight has made up again.
Okay.
I'm just waiting
If you
for
play
queen
any
two.
two, I can play these two. Come on.
No worries.
In effect, Marcel is getting his flops for free.
Well, here's a golden flop for Clay Knight. He's got trip nines.
6,000.
Oh, hello.
Well,
Will he just call?
Cool.
Yeah, the problem is that is hoisting a red flag now. Marcel's asked a question. He now accepts. Yeah, he's a long way behind.
Queen.
Oh, that's too dangerous.
Check.
check.
Check. 8.
Just confirm I've got absolutely nothing.
I bet 12.
He's going to give it a go.
Call.
Cool.
A reluctant call, really. A sigh and a call, but
The
7,
jack of
please.
clubs.
Clay Knight's a million miles up the road.
No.
Oh.
And that is a slip up by Marcel. He bet it once and he got called. You know, he's got to accept his opponent's got something, and then he bluffed
the
again
bet.
on the end.
Marcel Lusk was the
I can't get used to
European
playing without pictures.
Player of the Year in 2001, 2004. Also has an interest in mentoring young players, especially young Dutch players. Noah Bokken for one.
Cool.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, Noah burst onto the scene, won a EPT. Been very quiet in recent years. And ditto
Nice.
Gora Gerasimov, another pupil of the Lusk School of Excellence.
4, 7.
Couple of sevens on there for Marcel. He's now got trips.
Like very flushing out there. So I check it.
Check.
Six would be very, very wheat.
I will bet 4.
4,000.
This is a complete
Why
role
should you
reversal,
do
isn't it?
that? You have anything like that?
We've seen this happen before, but the other way round.
Like the 9-4 from before again? For 4, I can give it a try.
Cool.
Very kind of
That's very nice of you,
Don't put
Marcel,
any
with
more
trips.
7s, 4s, 5s,
Tell you,
3s,
Marcel, you don't
or
want a
whatever,
6.
Because then we might.
Deuce.
This is not what I was looking for.
Check.
More outs than ace.
Ace for the wheel.
Yeah, I will check as well.
Yeah,
Check.
that's good.
Ace for a 6 will get Clay Knight out of this.
3.
That means I can bet the river. I think. I bet like something on the river.
Well, he's going to get paid off by Knight, I think. He's got 2 pair.
15,000.
15 is a bit thick. 4 or 6 or something like that would have teased him in probably. Marcel thinks
Cool.
15.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he's
didn't
right.
believe him, did he?
Odds over, please.
Yep, 7 wins.
A complete and utter turnaround. The 4-9, the 10-7.
Nice one.
So nothing hands at the outset, but when you flop a set, it's about getting paid, and both players have successfully got paid out to the absolute max in those situations.
Whoa.
So at the 3rd level you go
3
broke by the
and
blinds, or
6,000 now the blinds. They are just about level in chips, these two now, but of course Lusk is 1-0 up
Think very positive.
in this best of 3
Don't think
series.
positive thoughts.
Lusk to speak with 9 high.
I'll make it 14.
Forget the 9 high,
Raise to
Trev.
14.
He's got the button. He's on the small blind, he's attacking the big blind. Cards aren't playing right now. Position is.
Pass.
Plus.
We saw it, didn't we, in the first game? And he's repeating that tactic, and it's working very effectively.
It's getting to that point.
Which point? The point of no return, the
The
queen,
Queen
deuce?
2 point, yeah.
Don't do
Just
it.
taunting him at the Queen Deuce
Might
that
walk into a monster
he pushed
there.
all in with in the last game.
Raise.
Raise.
The
Because you're
difference
bored or
is
Yeah.
Knight has only raised
Um,
from the small blind when he's had the goods. He's got queens this time.
Raise to 16,000 total.
A lot of the old timers in America call that hand Siegfried and Roy. It's called a lot of things this side of the pond. Marcel could get in a spot here.
10,000 more to him.
Definitely get in a spot. I suspect he's going to flat call.
16. How much you still got left? Because you must have something like 80,000 then.
Cool.
Now that's part one. Now, part two, as Marcel misses this
I check
totally,
mine,
you've
so-
got to suspect he's
so
going to bet
I
this.
don't know, but I check to you.
About 80.
Ace 3, ace.
Certainly a pot he can bluff at there.
It's not going to work, is it?
Check.
On check, check.
5.
Good check that from Clay Knight. Still a very big hand, well disguised.
I don't know if what I have. I check.
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 Lovely, lovely.
You're not trusting me or what?
No, he's trying to get paid,
Fine.
Marcel.
And he's almost forcing Lus to have a go at this.
Of course he is.
Check.
Check.
Small bet now.
I will bet.
You steal it or you want to bet it?
I think what's happened here
16.
16,000.
is that Marcel's called the raise pre-flop. He's thinking, you've got a dodgy ace. You've just found an ace you raise with it. And if the flop comes down no ace, I can bluff with my queen 10. That's why he's been so timid. Clay Knight's done everything right here. And his damnedest to get paid off. Unfortunately for him, Marcel's not caught at 10.
I'll let you do. I don't think I can keep calling with queen high.
Two factors here, Trev. Clay Knight's played this terribly well. Secondly, Marcel Lusk did not put his toe in the water, did not fall into the trap, did not make an attempt to steal it. So many players, myself included, would have taken a stab at that pot sometime or other.
Cards have been dealt, and it's going to be Marcel to speak first.
Cool.
No raise.
No raise.
Knight checks the suited 9-7. And
7,
top pair
3,
for him.
4.
And a pair for Marcel as well.
Another pot which could develop.
All in.
All in.
Wow.
No slow play here.
Marcel's going to really resent this.
Got me.
This is, you know, this is the right way to play Marcel. He likes to get stuck into pots. He likes to see cards. He told Clay that at the outset. I'd like to see all in crash bang wallop. And if Clay presses on with a chip lead in this manner, who knows?
3, right?
We're heads up in London. PokerStars.com, Bounty Stars of Poker.
This hand is easy.
And Marcel Lusk trying
Raise to 20,000.
to deal with the challenge of Clay Knight. He's one up
Not a big raise.
in this best of
But
3.
it's big enough. If you have no hand, then you're out.
Well, maybe not. I'll call.
Cool.
I mean, I did expect something like this, but at least I know roughly where I am.
Oh, that's cruel. Cruel on Marcel Lusk.
Check.
Check.
I bet another 10.
2 pair.
Only 10.
Well, you never know. You might have something there, and then you pushing your way in, and I get your chips. This is most of the time the way things
How much
are
have you got
going.
there?
Well, if you push it in, I'd put it in.
Yeah, but I want to know what it will do to me. Will it, what will it leave me on?
I got like 43,000 here.
And there's 50 in the middle with
no,
your 10.
no, there is 40 in the middle.
Yeah,
I got 43 here, and I bet 10.
right. Then I'm all in.
Yes, and
All in?
I call quick.
Wow.
Oh, he has called.
Yeah.
All in call.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. Marcel is not going to like what he's going to see.
King 7.
King, but then you have
It looks like 1-1, doesn't it? Unless he can
Looks
find a
like you're
miracle queen.
bad.
Wow.
Looks like you're
Minimum
bad.
raise.
Of course.
The queens. That's very naughty.
Well, the flop. It's all right. Oh, nearly. You see that? If I hit a jack 9 on the river, I have a
He
straight.
needs to find a queen.
Ace jack or jack 9.
It's not there. And now we are all square.
2-1-1
Fascinating.
situation.
Clay Knight fights back against the Flying Dutchman.
Did you like the flop?
That flop? Better than average.
It seems that the pupil is learning from the teacher. 1-1, are you surprised?
Well, he says he's learning quick. I mean, it's very obvious. If you play heads up, you have to do something about your game if you know you're behind. Especially when you lose the first game and then you get like forced to make action. And then I tried to trap him, of course. And he had a perfect flop. So I talked him into making his move. I think he would have done the same move with a draw or with a pair. And then, as it is, it's 1-1. Makes it good for the game, and I'm happy to play the third game.
It does make for a great final. Thank
Yes.
you.
Join us after the break to find out if Marcel Lus can get his way back into this or whether Clay Knight will take the bounty.
And then they gave
So
us
one apiece then.
very
Good
nice
fight back
movement, but besides
from
that, he
Clay
gave
Knight.
a special,
And we start again at 2 and 4,000 blinds.
Less.
yes.
Thanks.
Let's see the first. Otherwise, you think he
Plays limped in with the jack deuce. Lusk also has a couple of hearts. Oh!
Wow.
Flush draws for both.
looks very nice.
Great
but
draws for both.
4,000.
4.
Marcel's going to raise here.
4,000. Yeah, really have something like this. Okay. Okay.
Cool.
4,000 I can afford to pay.
Lusk better hope a heart does not fall
I
here.
think.
6.
A good card for Marcel in a sense. Look, open-ended straight now.
7.
He's just hit it.
20,000.
20. Pass.
I think Marcel's going to recognise how lucky he was there.
Just don't deal me queen 2, I'll be fine.
Yeah, you're right there. So what other hand you would put it all in with? Besides the queen 2. But you're suited, eh? Yeah.
That makes all the difference. Yeah. I will call.
Call.
He's still
Okay.
taunting him about that queen deuce in the first
Call
game.
what?
Are you the 4?
I
You're the
cannot
big
fold
liar.
for 2 now. Okay. Let's go. Start the engine.
10. King, queen.
Up and down for Knight.
Check.
Check.
4.
4.
You've got to like the way that Clay is happy to bet away. We saw this in his heat. We've seen it heads up.
Lusk on the button here
Call.
Call.
and making it up.
No raise.
No race.
Oh, lovely. Okay, 9 high flop.
7, 7.
Not to be.
queen.
Check.
Check.
Check is good.
Check. Ace.
Check.
I bet.
Oh, lovely.
5,000.
Just what Knight wanted.
He's playing well, isn't he? He really is.
5,000.
Yeah, cool.
Call.
Nice smooth call behind.
5.
Got to think Marcel's done with his hand now, surely.
Check.
Check.
What have you called with? 7's a monster, and ace is a monster. Called with a queen.
Is it possible Lusk could put him on a busted flush draw?
12.
He has.
Cool.
Oh, lovely. I tell you what, this is quality stuff from Clay Knight. He's improved and improved no end.
2 cards.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. I say it's nearly time to do the trick.
How does the trick go again?
Like,
That one.
Going, please.
oh, I really have to ask you for some change. Thank you.
Cool.
Call.
Interesting.
Check.
I wonder if Clay wanted to raise that.
Ace, 3, king.
Check.
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 Diamonds and the big cards will slow both of them down.
3,
I like your fives a bit more now.
5.
4.
4, sorry. 4.
Raise to 8.
Hello.
He's really starting to enjoy himself, isn't he, Clay Knight?
This is the high priest of poker. He's come to deliver a sermon, and to be honest, the people's turned atheist.
16 total.
Pass.
Pass.
You must know something there.
So Marcel re-popped that. Now that is a classy move, isn't it?
Having worked so hard to get the chip lead, Knight obviously was concerned there that let's get him beat. He's still 40-odd thousand ahead of the Dutchman.
Just expect to win every hand.
We're in the heart of London's West
I
End
don't get aces.
for this heads-up battle at the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker. Online qualifier Clay Knight versus Flying Dutchman Marcel Loos. Well, he asked for the ladies, and the poker gods have obliged him.
6 more.
12 total.
In the first of these heads-up battles, Clay managed to shift all in with a queen 2. This time he's got queen 5 and an equally bad spot.
You don't like the call either, Roy, do you, with queen 5?
7, 8, 9.
That's a very good flop. Working.
Thankfully, Clay has hit no
It isn't
part of
I've
it.
got an 8 or a
Thankfully
9.
for him.
I will check.
Check.
Imagine Marcel's going to bet this in the hope that Clay Knight has a 10 and he's thinking check raise all in.
Oh, bet. 12.
It's a sensible bet because if Clay has got a 10 or a 6, you don't want to give him a cheap opportunity to make his straight.
Very similar.
That's good. Oh, yeah.
Nice guesswork, Marcel.
Cool.
And somewhere in the voice
And
was
that
"Hey."
pot,
Like you said, oh,
14
yeah.
plus the 6, 20. Suddenly there's 40,000 between them.
Okay,
Check.
let's see what's cooking in the kitchen.
Ace, 7, 2.
Good and bad for Clay Knight. Well disguised
Oh,
big
I
hand.
bet 6,000.
But he really needed Marcel to hit a 10 or a
6.
jack.
Cool.
Call.
Who knows? A 10 or a jack could still
No,
Yeah.
Don't put a 9. He might
arrive
have
and be
9
play
deuce.
cards.
9.
I said don't put a 9. He might
8
have
for a
9
gut shot
deuce.
now.
I bet 12,000.
Once Marcel gets stuck into a pot, he doesn't stop, does he?
He doesn't fancy Knight for the ace either.
Clay Knight might be thinking, well, hang on a second. Maybe you have got an ace. He's also thinking, if I call this, I'm going to have to call another bet on the end. And I don't know now for certain if I'm winning. I fancied it at the outset, but now I'm not so certain.
Cool.
Marcel's got a serious headache now. An 8 gets him out of this mess.
6.
Well, if Knight put Lusk on some kind of flush draw, he knows he's missed that. There's 48,000 in the middle now.
Marcel's thinking, what's the best thing to do here? Hoist the white flag. Fire a third bullet. If I do, how much for? Do I want to get him off this hand? Because if I do, I've probably got to stick all my chips in.
18.
18.
Oh, that's
Call.
oh, there you go. That was pretty meek. 18,000.
Happy with your ace.
I think he has a growing respect for Clay Knight.
Cool.
Call.
Hasn't folded many hands pre-flop, Clay Knight.
Check.
Let's see if we can hit something.
Plus he knows Marcel is getting desperate.
Queen, 3, 4.
And he's hit top pair again.
Check.
Check.
6.
6.
Marcel looks so unimpressed.
Pass.
He's just being relentlessly raised, isn't he? And he wasn't expecting it from an online qualifier.
I was watching some guy in America. They were playing with different blinds, I think. And one guy had a massive chip lead. And the other guy was very But the blinds were nicely, so he could grind. And it took another 6 hours. But finally.
Yes, that was a guarded
Finally.
warning to Clay. He says, don't think you're going to get this done quickly.
I will talk you into submission if I have to.
No race.
I want to talk him into it. He might find queen deuce and do the
Reject
trick
6.
again.
Gut shot for Clay.
6.
Yes.
Nice bet.
Marcel had passed before Clay had even got a chip over the line.
The rolling hand there.
35. Are you?
Well, the bad news for Marcel Lusk is that the blinds have just gone up 5 and 10,000. He's got a third of his stack in on the big blind here.
Cool.
Call.
Blinds are too big to be calling.
Well,
Check. Two, 6, 6.
I'm old.
Calling.
Pass.
Talk about a sigh of relief.
We're in the heart of London's West
I don't
End
get aces.
for this heads-up battle.
I'm old.
That
All in.
might be enough, and it is. He's all in. Now then, knight. King 3.
It's a free shot. Got to accept Marcel will do this with pretty much anything because he's got to.
Is it 25 to me?
It's 45 total.
35. Cool.
35,000 more.
Cool.
That's not what Marcel wanted to hear, and he's going to find himself behind.
I think so. Sounds
Yeah.
right.
You have king 6
King 3.
or king 3. I knew you had king something and you were having a hard time. Nice call anyway.
If this King 3 stands up, it's £3,000 to Clay Knight.
At least that was not wrong.
There's a king, there's a queen.
Oh.
Oh, he's 2 pair. Now the 5's no good for Marcel.
Marcel is now rehearsing his exit speech. Just running through his head. What will I say?
There are 2 ladies left in the deck. He's got to hit one of them.
Come on!
And Clay Knight has taken out the Flying Dutchman. He finishes in style with the full house. He lost the first game, but he's come back to win 2-1. Fantastic.
Lovely hand to finish. Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
nice playing.
Really enjoyed that.
Really deserved to win. You played good.
There you go, one of the best men in the business saying you deserved it, you played good, and how true that is. This guy improved out of all recognition.
No,
He's delighted.
I was very happy to have won the heat, and the heads up was obviously a wonderful bonus.
he enjoys the game. He likes it. He loves it. You can see that.
During the heads up, I was just constantly thinking every hand to try and play like I normally play at home and stick to my game.
He played a nice game and he was really changing his game and style in the game, although we didn't play so many hands.
I know Marcel Lusk from watching him play on TV. He's always fun to watch, and I know how strong of a player he is. He appears to me to be very aggressive, and I was extremely wary of his game.
I can't complain the way it comes, as long as it's entertaining and you have this feel of challenging in there.
Before I came here, I wanted to, if I got heads up, to play a celebrity rather than a professional, but having won, I'm glad I played a professional player. It makes it a little bit sweeter.
I'm really happy because it must be great for your family to watch you winning an event, you know, and doing well.
Right now, I am over the moon. It's a lot of money to me and to the wife and kids, and yeah, I go home very happy.
And Clay Knight has taken out the Flying Dutchman.
So the celebrities are 3-0 down after Clay Knight's terrific win over Marcel Lusk. Join us next time as 6 new qualifiers battle it out to play one of the 3 remaining mystery guests and claim the £5,000.
Guys, thanks for joining us on One Trips One Poker videos. Be sure to check out all the other videos on our channel and make sure to like and subscribe so you know when we upload some new episodes. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.